Well, guys, I think it's probably pretty safe to say that maybe Pete Hegseth has had a bad couple days. Not only did we learn just a couple weeks ago that he was sharing classified information on a third-party messaging app, but now we are learning that he is sharing that same type of information with people from his own inner circle. People like his lawyer, his brother, his wife. But I guess this is what we can expect when Donald Trump goes around and hires people based on their loyalty instead of the skills and the competency they need to actually do the job that they've been selected for. And now that Pete Hegseth has been caught in this second scandal, he's out there deploying the Donald Trump strategy of deny, 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 deflect. And he recently went on with Brian Kilmeade, and he was kind of just dancing around so nervously through the entire interview that one could even hope that Donald Trump might actually kick him to the curb this time. So let's go ahead and take a look at this interview. And I want to start off with this clip because Brian Kilmeade kind of lets off a Freudian slip of sorts where he introduces Pete Hegseth as the former secretary. If you guys do appreciate my work, please do remember to subscribe.
Here to set the record straight himself, the former secretary, the current Secretary of State, Pete Hegseth, former host right here on Fox and Friends. Pete,
hey,
great
Brian.
to see you, Mr. Secretary.
Great to see you.
Now, maybe Brian Kilmeade knows something that you and I don't know, but one can absolutely hope that Donald Trump might actually kick his ass to the curb this time. This is not the kind of guy that you want leading the biggest bureaucracy in the world. And when you've got somebody who is so careless with classified information, it is going to do untold damage to our military. How are people supposed to know that they are going to be safe on their next mission when you've got the top brass who is sharing classified information with anybody who comes up in his phone? I mean, it is absolutely insane. And now that he has been caught, instead of taking ownership of the mistake, instead of taking any accountability at all, like I said, he's trying to deny, 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 deflect. Here he is talking about, oh, well, I actually wasn't really sharing any war plans, which is the same thing we heard in the first go-around.
When this all started, the first go-around, because this is the second go-around, right? They peddle old stuff, they kick it back up. I said repeatedly, no one's texting war plans. You know why I said that? Because I'm in the bowels of the Pentagon every single day. Just 10 minutes ago, I was looking at actual war plans of things that were ongoing or pending things to happen. Because that's on a regular basis on classified systems. That's my job for the war fighters, for the President of the United States. I look at war plans every single day. What was shared over Signal, then and now, however you characterize it, was informal, unclassified coordinations for media coordination and other things. That's what I've said from the beginning. At the beginning, it was left-wing reporters from The Atlantic who got a hold of it and then wanted to create a problem for the president. This is what it's all about, trying to get at President Trump and his agenda.
Is anybody seriously buying this crap anymore? How are you going to run the exact same defense for your second fuck-up? Does anybody really buy this? And to think that, I wasn't sharing war information when you are sharing the aircraft that is being used, you're sharing the weapons that are being used, the timing and the sequencing of events, and you're trying to tell the American people that that is not classified information, and then you want to play a semantic game. Oh, it actually wasn't war plans. It was just military plans. Either way, guys, this was classified information. If it got intercepted before this mission was supposed to be carried out, it could have been absolutely devastating for our troops. The Houthis have already taken down some of our aircraft before. So if they were able to get their hands on this information, they could have, prepped to take down yet another aircraft. What if our soldiers were caught up in their fire because these plans got leaked? I mean, this is absolute nonsense that he is trying to say, it wasn't war plans, guys. It's just media coordination and things like that. Is everybody else lying except these assholes in the Trump administration? I mean, come on, folks. He then goes on to try to just say, it's just a whole bunch of leakers leaking stuff.
Based in reality.
So, Mr. Secretary, I guess I can conclude this. We know some bizarre situation with Michael Waltz happened with the first time the whole thing with the Signal app came out. You believe this came out, they said it was called Team Huddle, because one of the people who work for you, one of the three who no longer are there, leaked this out as a way to get back at you?
That's right, Brian. When you dismiss people who you believe are leaking classified information, and again, the investigation is ongoing and that will take time, and when the evidence produced, it will go to DOJ, why would it surprise anybody, Brian, if those very same people keep leaking to the very same reporters whatever information they think they can have to try to sabotage the agenda of the president or the secretary. So once a leaker, always a leaker, often a leaker. And so we looked for leakers because we take it very seriously. And we will do the investigation. Right. And if those people are exonerated, fantastic.
It's just a whole bunch of leakers leaking stuff and leaking stuff. What? Did you do it or not? Was this information supposed to get out? Maybe not. But did you do the crime or the wrongdoing that they are accusing you of, or didn't you? Which one is it? You can't just say that these people are just trying to take down the administration and take down Pete Hegseth. Maybe they're actually looking out for the country. If you are texting classified information to your wife and your brother, I would expect that somebody would speak up and speak out against this crap, because you are putting American soldiers' lives at risk. And for him not to be able to recognize that and how absolutely devastating this could have been just shows you that he should not be in this position as the defense secretary. Could you imagine if this happened in the Biden administration? Could you imagine Austin? What was his name? Floyd Austin? Something like that? Could you imagine if you were doing this type of thing and how the conservatives would absolutely lose their mind if they found out that Austin was texting his wife these battle plans or these war plans or these military plans? Could you imagine how they would react? These people are just unserious people. And for him not to be able to recognize just how devastating this could have been just shows you that he is not taking this job seriously, and he should not be trusted in this position. He is not keeping our people safe. And that is one of the main roles of the defense secretary. So shame on these people. He then goes on to try to just say that, oh, well, the media is just coming up with a whole bunch of hoaxes.
I don't have time for the hoax press that peddles old stories from disgruntled employees. We should be talking about the decimation of the Houthis, how we're pushing back the Chinese, how we have a new defense area at the southern border. Instead, disgruntled former employees are peddling things to try to save their ass.
Did you?
And ultimately, that's it's not going to work.
Mr. Secretary.
And here comes the deflect portion of the interview. You know, you might be able to be talking about how the Trump administration is doing with the military. You might be able to talk about how actually our recruitment numbers are up. You might be able to talk about how well the strikes on the Houthis are going, except you fucked all that up because you decided that you knew better than anybody else, that you could go ahead and share classified information with whoever it is that you wanted to. And now this is the topic of conversation because you messed up. So, you know, I'm just so sick of these people. Why can they never take accountability for what they have done? Why can they never admit to making a mistake? This would have been so much better if they just came out and said, yeah, I made a huge mistake. I'm going to put these steps in place to remedy this so this never happens again. And you know what? The American people would have more trust for you. But when you come out and you run the same playbook that you did just a few weeks ago when the very same topic was brought up, then all of your credibility is shot. It's not just a whole bunch of leakers leaking stuff trying to get after you. It's not just a whole bunch of media spinning up a whole bunch of hoaxes. You know this happened. People who investigated this knows it happened. And people in your inner circle knows it happened. And for you to not take any accountability at all just yet again shows that you don't deserve to be in this job. You just don't belong here. You are putting lives at risk because you want to be so careless, and then you don't want anybody to hold you accountable for your mistakes. It's absolutely despicable. We should be doing better here in the United States. But this second Trump administration is just one wild ride after the other. Let's go ahead and look at this last clip where Pete Hegseth is just kind of dancing around, and I think he's maybe got booze on the mind.
And get along to go along. And, you know, start doing Meet the Press and going to the Council on Foreign Relations and spending time with all the new cocktail sipping crowd. That's not why I'm here. I'm here because President Trump asked me to bring warfighting back to the Pentagon every single day. Right. That is our focus. And
what is he doing? I'm doing this. I'm not going to the cocktail parties, guys. I'm here for Trump. I'm not going to the cocktail parties. Oh, man. I guess if nothing else, if you want just a little bit of levity from this situation, it's that This is good content. Unfortunately, this should not be happening with the defense secretary. Like I said before, this is the biggest bureaucracy in the entire world. He is running the largest and strongest military in the world, and these types of mistakes just should not even be a topic of discussion. But because we have such incompetent individuals who have been surrounded Donald Trump, been plucked for the cabinet because they are loyal to him, this is the kind of crap we get. This is why the American people don't trust what this administration is doing. Because when you do make a mistake, you're not willing to own up to your mistake. You're not willing to be held accountable for your mistake. And instead, you go on this deny, deflect strategy, which Donald Trump wields every single time something comes up in the press that he doesn't like. And now you guys have absolutely no credibility at all. Again, this is just another consequence of Donald Trump basing his hiring off of loyalty to Donald Trump instead of actually selecting people who are going to be able to do the job that he has selected them for. And we are only 3 months in. The good news is there has been some reporting that maybe Trump is looking to replace Pete Hegseth, but I guess we won't know that until it happens. And now that this is all out in the open, and, the Trump administration looks like an absolute fool right now, Donald Trump could just double down on Pete Hegseth, and we could be seeing him into perpetuity. We just never know, because Donald Trump is such a petulant child, and therefore we know he can never be trusted to actually do the right thing. So we will have to see how it plays out. Either way, these types of people should be nowhere near power. And at the first chance we get, we have to vote every single Republican out, because they are the ones who enabled this clown car to assemble in the White House. So I will leave it there for now, folks. If you guys got anything out of this video, please do remember to smash that like button and subscribe. Maybe share with a friend or two. I'd very much appreciate that. We are trying to build something here on the left that adequately pushes back against the right-wing media ecosystem that just shovels shit for Donald Trump and his administration every single day. So if you do like what I do here, please do remember to hit that subscribe button. It is free. And if you guys want to see how Chris Van Hollen traveled down to El Salvador to try to meet with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, go ahead and watch that video on the screen now. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one.